Valentine's Day, a day meant for love. But on February 14th, along this remote stretch of Arizona's Route 60, a discovery was made that spoke only of hate. Two black plastic bags, discarded on the shoulder of the road like common trash. Inside, a horror that would shock even the most hardened investigators. The dismembered remains of a young girl.
Hey, what's that over there?
Ain't just wind-blown junk. Reckon we ought to take a closer look?
Don't sit right with me, something feels off.
Her name was Emily Pike. She was 14 years old, the child of the San Carlos Apache Nation. Her hands and arms were missing. 6 months later, her killer has never been found. This is a story of a life that mattered, and a murder that remains a gaping wound in the heart of a community. To understand how a child's life could end here, more than 100 miles from home, we have to go back to the day she disappeared. It began here, at the Sacred Journey, Inc., all-girls group home in Mesa. A place meant to provide shelter and care became the last known point of Emily's innocent journey. Some of the most basic details provided to the Mesa Police Department when Emily went missing were wrong, from her age to the spelling of her first name. The following exchange is from a 911 call recording obtained by KJS's between Sacred Journey Incorporated, staffer Kathy Montano, and a police dispatcher on January 27.
Police, non-emergency.
I'm going to call for a child of ours, that AWOL.
Okay, your child went AWOL. Is this a family
Yes,
home?
this is a group. This is a group home.
Okay, what's the age of the?
15.
Any mental or physical impairment or danger to self or others?
No.
Okay. What's her first name?
Her name is Emily, Emiley.
Okay, and what's her last name?
Pike, Pike.
The term used was AWOL. Emily had run away from the same facility 3 times before. This history, while perhaps explaining the initial response, may have inadvertently minimized the urgency of her disappearance that fateful January day. Another girl at the group home reported seeing Emily crawling out of a window wearing a pink and gray striped long-sleeve shirt. A fleeting image, now etched forever in the memories of those who knew her. Officer Ethan Kapke responded, his body camera capturing the initial localized search. Hope, fragile but present, that Emily might be found nearby. But from that last sighting, her path disappears into the unknown. The CEO of Sacred Journey Incorporated, the group home, ultimately declined to be interviewed. A terse email from the program director spoke only of a rough time for the facility. Later, an investigation by the Arizona Department of Child Safety would reveal a critical violation. The group home had failed to immediately notify the agency about Emily's unknown whereabouts. A procedural oversight, but one that underscores the systemic complexity surrounding the care of vulnerable youth. While residing at the Mesa group home, Emily remained in the custody of the San Carlos Apache tribe. For them, this loss was not a statistic. It was a deeply personal wound. As Chairman Terry Rambler poignantly stated, quote,
Emily was a child of ours. Emily was also my personal relative, so this cuts deep.
The site where Emily was found has become a somber shrine, marked with the haunting symbol of the missing and murdered Indigenous peoples movement. Red handprints, a silent scream for justice. A multi-jurisdictional task force was launched, pooling resources from local, federal, and tribal law enforcement. Yet the silence from investigators is deafening for a community desperate for answers. The Pike family has become tireless advocates, even traveling to Washington, D.C., their unwavering pursuit of justice a testament to their love. Jurisdiction falls to the Gila County Sheriff's Office. The cause of death: blunt force trauma. The full autopsy report remains withheld. Ulrid Pike Jr.'s words capture the profound grief and anger. Following is a synthetic regeneration.
She was murdered. She was dismembered. She was tossed to the side of the road like she didn't matter. She was our daughter, our niece, our granddaughter, our cousin, our friend. And we're here to tell you that she mattered. Her life mattered.
In a poignant tribute, Emily's Law was enacted in Arizona, establishing the Turquoise Alert system for missing Indigenous people. Yet, a cruel irony remains. Because Emily was initially classified as a runaway, the very law bearing her name would not have been applicable in her case. A reward for information has ballooned to $200,000. Silent Witness, an anonymous tip program, has extended its reach beyond its usual county lines for the first time, a sign of the widespread commitment to finding her killer. Law enforcement insists the case is active, that they are working through various leads. Here is synthetic regeneration of what Phoenix Police Sergeant Brian Bauer said.
I don't see it as there's a slow in the investigation, or that it may be going cold. Emily Pike's case has touched the emotions of a lot of people, to include law enforcement, where there's an obligation and a desire to provide as much help, resources that we can.
6 months, an eternity for a family grappling with unimaginable loss. 6 months of unanswered questions hanging heavy in the Arizona air. Emily Pike's story is a stark reminder of the vulnerability of Indigenous youth and the urgent need for justice. Her life mattered. Her story deserves to be told. And the silence surrounding her murder demands to be broken. As the desert wind whispers across the scarred landscape, the remains of Emily Pike rest under the vast, indifferent sky. Her life, a fleeting spark, was snuffed out in a lonely corner of the world, forgotten by many, but forever etched in the hearts of those who knew her. The red handprints on the guardrail still stand, a silent plea in the night. Yet justice remains a distant horizon, as elusive as the wind that carries the memories of what was lost. 6 months have passed since Emily's dismembered body was discovered. But in the minds of her family, her tribe, and the community, the clock ticks on, relentless. Her story, now a symbol of countless others whose voices have been silenced, calls for action, for change, for the truth to emerge from the shadows where it has been buried. Emily Pike was more than a name. She was a daughter, a sister, a granddaughter, and she deserved better than to be discarded like refuse on the side of the road. The search for her killer is far from over, but the question that haunts every sleepless night remains: who will answer for the life that was stolen? The desert waits for justice, and it will not forget.
In the hallway, footsteps leave the rain. Cold breath on the window, midnight squint display. Heartbeats become softly, shadows start to glow. Every silent heartbeat, fear begins to memories to start. Eyes that saw the darkness searching in the dark. Tears stain the coldness. Silence on repeat. Echoes of the lost soul haunting at your feet. Drift into the stillness. Night will never heal in the hush of sorrow.